Welcome back into our Let's Eat Kitchen. Joining us this morning is Carol Merkel.
Of course, Carol's with Heirloom Meals, and
Yes.
we've got, I would say, something that's a bit of a tradition in terms of what you want to talk about.
Yes.
Particular what? Fruit or vegetable?
It's rhubarb.
Yes.
And eggs. Two things that are at the height of the season right now. And I know we're going to back up on the eggs because you're like, eggs are...
And rhubarb.
But eggs are, you mentioned we have 15 hours of daylight now.
You got it.
Chicken laying in the natural world, the greater number of daylight hours, the more eggs they lay.
No kidding. I thought it was the opposite.
No.
No? Okay.
So we have an abundance of eggs coming out. I have chickens, and rhubarb is just this ancient vegetable that grows like crazy. And it's just,
it does.
This is the time of year that it's being harvested. So
You have it at home? You have it
I
in your-
do. I have eggs. I'm a rhubarb. So, and these eggs are amazing because they're, you know, our chickens eat like bugs and everything. And look at the color of these
they're
yolks,
perfect.
okay? And, you know, that's why we're orange, because they're practically orange.
They are.
And so if anybody out there doesn't have their own chicken eggs, you know, I found these amazing eggs that this company, Pete and Jerry's, these are theirs. They're blue and chocolate brown. I mean, amazing, and the yolks are the same color. So let's get started. We're
All right, what are we making?
We're going to make a custard, a vanilla custard. So we're going to put these in here, and you're going to start beating those eggs.
All of them?
All of them.
I get to be
You
the one
go
doing the
ahead.
hard work again
Whisk
today.
away. So we
Use your muscles.
yeah. Come on.
There you go.
Get started. We'll get those. All right. All right, Dan. And we're going to put in about, that's not about, 3/4 of a cup of sugar.
All right.
And mix, 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 mix.
Mix, mix.
Mix, 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 mix. Here we go. Mix, 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 mix.
Teaspoon of vanilla.
I love the smell of
And
vanilla.
here, don't put all that in. It's a pinch. We need a pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt.
Just a pinch.
Just a pinch.
Big pinch.
Woo,
There you go.
There you go. That
perfect
was a
pinch. All
big
right,
pinch.
so get that nicely
that smells good.
incorporated. Keep going with that. We'll get that out of the way. And then we are going to add this milk that's nutmeg that goes on. This is great. So talk about Heirloom Meals. Heirloom Meals is also about finding these great heirloom
Tradition.
and this is an old nutmeg grinder.
Wow.
So
This
there's
is beautiful.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So if you don't happen to have one in your own kitchen, you can probably go to like a flea market or something. And I've always found
Bound to
those things.
cross over
It's
one.
like decoration. I
It
mean,
is,
it's
isn't it
beautiful.
cool? So anyhow, the milk is steaming. I don't know if you can see the steam, but there's very light steam coming up out of it, okay? And that's about when it's ready.
Okay.
So I'm going to pour it in a stream, okay? So
While you're
you got to
whisking.
do it, okay?
Okay.
I'm not going to burn you.
There's the steam.
There.
And the reason why you pour it in a stream is so you don't want to cook the eggs too quickly, and this helps incorporate, because what we're going to be making is a custard.
Otherwise, you'd end up with scrambled eggs, right?
You would end up with something that you don't want. So
And that's why
Okay.
you want it lightly steaming too, right?
Exactly,
Okay.
not boiling, steaming.
All right, we'll have
so how
about
are we
40
doing there?
seconds.
Okay, so let's pour this through the strainer.
Okay.
All right, because what happens is that sometimes you end up with a little bit of a kind of on top of the egg of the
film?
milk, the film on top of the milk.
Yep.
Okay, and then we are going to pour. Go
pour
ahead.
it separately?
Pour them in here.
Okay.
And while you're doing that,
Just a little bit at a time, right?
yeah, I'm
Something
going to
like
put water that's already been boiled, and we're going to make a water. This gets done in a water bath in a 325-degree oven for about 40 minutes. And so we're not going to obviously cook that. They come out looking like that. But what I did was I cut up this wonderful rhubarb. I mixed it with some maple syrup to tame the tartness of the rhubarb, because rhubarb is very tight. And I put it as a side with the custard.
And that's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like. So you get the combination of the sweetness from the custard with the tartness with the rhubarb, and it's really just a wonderful, wonderful early summer dessert.
All right,
Nice
sounds
and
good.
light. Good for breakfast.
And good for breakfast, exactly.
All right.
And for the recipe, we
Head to our
Online.
website, WNYT.com. Scroll down the left-hand side of the browser to only on 13 to Let's Eat for rhubarb recipes. And Mr. Bazilla, taste would be.
of course I taste it. It's very good.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
You're very
Carol
welcome.
Merkel, we
Thank you for
appreciate it.
having me again.
We'll be right back with your top stories and a last look at your weather. Stay with us.
Okay.